Good morning. Welcome to the first, well, I guess it's morning for me. Might be afternoon or 5 o'clock, whatever this gets posted. But, anyways, hello, I'm Brody. I'm going to start doing videos possibly every Tuesday, calling it Fly Tying Tuesdays. And I want to start getting into maybe some more fishing videos and stuff, fly fishing related rather than conventional. Maybe start posting those on Fridays, but right now with the winter coming and everything, it's a little hard to get out there. But today I will show you a little tutorial on how to tie a crawfish that I like to use. One of my go-to patterns for smallmouth. And this is what it looks like here. I call it the rusty craw. It's weighted on the bottom, therefore it's always going to sit, perfectly horizontal like this, and it won't flip over. So that way you get that hook set up. Another key features of that is I use stinger hooks. I love stinger hooks. I use them honestly mostly for everything. And I have a good reason for it. So if you look here at this hook, if you can see it real well, it's got a real straight shank, kind of a high curve to it. When the hook comes out, it's actually pointing towards the eyelid a little bit. So if I had line attached to it, you could see it better. So you can see that my point here is horizontal, but my shank is going down. So let's say you get in a bite, you set the hook, and you pull on it. Well, what's going to happen with a stinger hook is that when you set the hook, the elevation of the water and the angle where it's coming out, it's actually going to pull up a little bit. But you can see when it pulls up a little bit, the shank's going up. This is perfectly horizontal. It's going straight this way, even though the shank's going up. Now, say this was like a Aberdeen eagle claw or a dry fly hook or something like that. When you set the hook, the shank and the point are both parallel to each other. So if you pull and set the hook, now instead of this being horizontal, it's going to be pointing up as well. You're going to miss a lot of fish doing that, and I feel like 9 times out of 10 you're going to hook up with a stinger hook. But let's get this started. Get the hook in the vise there. Alright, just get your thread on there, start doing some wraps, nice and tight. And everything to this fly is just kind of like a rust color, crawl type pattern. Even though our Indiana craws kind of just have like a orangish rusty claws rather than their whole shell. They're kind of like a green pumpkinish color with orange tipped claws. But I feel like the orange is the thing that sticks out the most, so I do the whole thing orange. And then, I'll show you those hooks real quick. I use a size 2. It's a Gamakatsu B10S stinger. And then the next thing I'm going to use and tie on is some silly legs. I got orange, black barred. I just like the pattern to it. I feel like it throws a good accent to the crawfish itself. I use 4 of these strands. They kind of act as if they're the antennas. I don't have really an exact spot I put these on. I just like them hanging out through the claws in the back. Maybe throw 2 off to each side. Alright. Then the next step would be rabbit zonkers and the rusty color. Now, me to make this video a little bit easier, I already cut my pieces out. We gotta cut this one in half real quick. When you're doing that too, you really want to spread these apart and find that skinish part. That way you don't lose any of your material. And then next, kind of just pinch it, and I'll run my fingers through it, because you'll actually get like a dubbing like material out of here. You can actually save it and use it as a pretty good dubbing. But you'll see, I rolled it up into a ball, but there was all of this just hanging loose. So I like to clean my stuff up a little bit. And then you have it all going one direction. What you're going to do, so you have a good tie-on spot, take the first few of these strands and just pull them right out. That way it leaves you with a blank spot there you can kind of tie with. You get my thread to the spot I want, which is right behind the hook point. Do your side first. Having fat fingers does make this a little challenge. Next, doing that same thing, pulling off a few fibers off the end there, running my fingers through it, make sure I clean all that out. Nice and tight. I'm just using a 6/0 uni thread also, nothing special, not like a GSP 100 or 200. We're not tying buck hair and trying to flare it or anything, so this will work just fine. Then the next step be adding the dumbbell eye. Right here, just plain black, red eyes. I don't have anything specific to say about the dumbbell eyes. You can, if you wanted to have just a bright color pop, you could throw chartreuse on there for a different, effect or something. I just like, match the hatch, keep it as natural as possible. Something about the dumbbell eyes though. I don't go too big. I'm not throwing these and it's like you're throwing a bass jig or something like that. You can fish those 30 feet, 40 feet if you wanted to off the bottom. I'm most generally throwing these around docks, 6, 8 feet of water, maybe at the deepest. I might get down to 10 every once in a while. Well, so I don't use a very big weight, because I don't need to get down there as fast as I can, That, and when you're, moving this bait, if you have too much weight, just kind of be a little quick motion, to where now when I pull this, it'll come up and it'll slowly fall down, instead of just dropping immediately. One thing I like to do, I'm going to create a little bump here. This eye goes on top. Let me adjust my hook there. Something I failed to mention earlier was the dumbbell eye, the placement of it. You want it on the top of the shank, and you want it about a centimeter from the bend of the hook, so that way it falls and lands horizontally with the hook upright. Just kind of X over it, X over it. Do this about 10 times to each side. And then what I do is I'll go multiple one way, multiple another way. And then to get that nice and tight so it's not going to wiggle around, go around in a circle around, and you're going to tighten up all those threads. Don't go too tight to break your thread. But now that thing's stuck in place. One step I forgot, so those claws don't get ripped out. I mean, they shouldn't anyways, they'll last a while. But just some Zap-A-Gap. Oh, just got some on my finger, that's awesome. It's just kind of a super glue if you're not unfamiliar with Zap-A-Gap. I'll just take my thumb in here, move it around, throw some on the dumbbell eye real quick. Alright. Next step We're gonna tie in some more Zonkers strip. This is gonna be kind of like the back part. You don't have to. I got a version right here. I can show you what this is what it would look like without the Zonkers strip. If you can see that too well. And this is what it looks like with it. Has it going down the back. It's kind of like a molting crawl feel because they're very, very soft. You gotta kind of spread the hairs out while you're doing this, otherwise it makes it a little pain. And now, this is where it can get a little tricky, especially the way I do it. Come behind that eye, spread some of that stuff out a little bit. Got that super glue there. Now this is not traditionally, I guess, how you could do this. You could just use like a dubbing wax to apply your dubbing. But I really like dubbing loops. So what I would do here is I would create this big loop, tie over it. Now this loop is stuck in place. It's not going to get bigger, it's not going to shrink. Try to not get your bobbin to spin on it so it doesn't get all tangled up while you're getting your dubbing around. So then that will be the next step, this SLF dubbing here. It's kind of flashy too, you can see in the light. I don't know, maybe a little bit. The lighting sucks in here. But it's a rust color. Matches the rest of the fly. Oh, it's spinning like I said it would. And what I would do is I'm going to stack dubbing between these two threads. And then after you get it stuck in there, what I do, start twisting. Twist it, twist it, twist it. It's going to help it stay nice and tight, and then it'll kind of flare out to the sides like this, give it some texture, make it look a little fatter. I like it. Helps present the fly real well. Now, there'll be a certain point where you want to stop twisting because your line will snap. But once you feel like the stuff's in there real tight and it ain't going anywhere, then you're alright. That looks pretty good. Then what I would do is I would come up with my needle. There's one. Get some of these knots out of here. And now, I'm going to get my thread back up so I can tie this off. What I'm going to do is make it real thick right here. Might even have to make another set of dubbing. Nice and secure. And this time I won't need nearly as much. Basically just adding color to the front, not bulk. Closer you get to the eyelet. Now we got that nice taper to it to where it looks like a cone. Then the last touch. Got a little extra there. I only like it to hang about a 1/2 centimeter past. I feel like it kind of gives it that little boot look when they're scurrying away. Simple whip finish. About 4 to 6 wraps. You're good. Another touch of the Zap-A-Gap. I'll just take the bobbin here. Spread that in there. And that is your Craw. Finished product. And then now you're ready for smallmouth. Easy little tie. If I was being a little bit less informative and you know, just stuck to tying, not really paying attention to what I'm doing, just, you know, getting straight to it. You can tie these out in like 5 or 6 minutes a piece. They're very easy. It literally is just like you saw. It is dubbing, rabbit zonkers, silly legs, a dumbbell, and a hook. There's not much to it. Very basic, very good fly. This will work for my go-to with it, smallmouth. This will work for largemouth. I'm sure you could catch walleye with it on accident, or I mean, not even accident, intentionally if you wanted to, but it's just kind of an all-around bait. Granted, bluegill are not going to be able to get this in their mouth or anything like that, but you could downsize it for, you know, smaller fish. But this is about as big as I go, because not too often do you see lobster-sized craws running around here. Most of the crawfish you're going to see in, you know, our part of the territory are going to be 3 to 3.5 inches. So I do these ones, I would guess right at 3. I got a tape measure here. Yeah, that's 3 on the dot. You can do that. 3 inches on the dot. And they're all the same size. So you don't need anything too big. And this is great for clear water, muddy water. It's just all around good bait. But thank you guys for watching today, or whoever watched. I'm not looking to get a lot of views or anything out of this. This is more for my enjoyment. But you know, if I can help 1 or 2 people out, that's all I really care about. So, thanks. Welcome to Fly Tying Tuesdays, and I'll see you next week.